standard fuel tanks give you 22.5 gallons usable per side. So 45 gallons there. And that gives you a range of about 700 nautical miles plus reserve. If you want to go farther than that, you can opt for the long range tanks, which gives you another almost 11 gallons a side. So that gets you closer to 1,100.
How do you switch tanks with that option?
There's all kinds of valving and pumps and so on for transferring the fuel. We run off of the main tanks, so the fuel gets transferred from the aux tanks to the main tanks, and then you run off of the main tanks.
And that's an option for any builder?
Yep. All it takes is money and a little bit more build time. It's a $4,500 option. So I'm going to double check with Wayne. I think they're done with the airplane, and if they're done, then we could go fly. Okay? Baggage compartment is secured. Static port is clear. Got a balanced elevator. And we use torque stripe on all our lock nuts just so you can see at a glance that they haven't moved. The elevator trim servo is mounted into the elevator itself, so it's just wiring coming back in here, straightforward. Elevator push-pull tube is right here, and we can check that the nut is secured on there, as well as check the rudder cables here, properly tensioned. At a glance, we can check the lock nuts on the rudder itself. Inspection panels are secured. Again, looking at the nuts and bolts holding the elevator on. Torque stripe indicates nothing is moved. So it's very straightforward. You got another static port on this side. Aileron push-pull tube. We can see that the jam nut is secured. And we can check all of the nuts and bolts, fasteners for the ailerons and flaps. The wingtip is designed to reduce wingtip vortices, to reduce drag. And strobes, position lights, all in one unit. All LED, so it's low voltage draw, low amperage draw.
And it looks good.
Yeah, and it gives you high visibility. Aux tank should be, they're locked. We can unlock just to make sure, so we can visually inspect. The fuel quantity indicator is inboard on the mains, so aux tank is empty. Oh, and locking fuel caps are standard. So because of the dihedral, when you can see fuel out this far, you know you have about 12, 13 gallons minimum. Plenty of fuel for today's flight. Root fairing. We've got a gascolator on the firewall, so we can see no contamination.
That's MoGas.
Yep, 91 octane. Streamlined wheel fairings, more aerodynamic than the standard Sling. On this side, we've got a visual inspection of, no, the oil's actually on the other side on this one. It is on this side on the Sling 4 that we looked at earlier. Here's high flow fuel filter. We're just looking to make sure everything's secured. Everything's tight. Fuel injector rails on the 915 engine, right in there. The intercooler scoop is clear, no debris. Here we do also get coolant reservoir and brake fluid reservoir, so we can see that those are up. All the column fasteners are secured all the way around. We check the prop, Airmaster prop designed specifically for this engine and airframe combination. got a nickel leading edge that comes well inboard. Constant speed computer control. And we're looking to make sure that the radiator and oil cooler clear of debris, no leaks, and so on. This side we have access to the oil reservoir because the Rotax engines are dry sump. Oil lives in the reservoir. It holds about 3 liters, just a little more than 3 quarts. And what happens is if the airplane is sitting for a while, some of the oil will seep into the crankcase. So we'll note that if we check it now, we can see that it's slightly below the required level. We want it in this range here. So it's lower than that. So what we need to do is pull the prop through to pump the oil that's gone into the crankcase back into the reservoir. And it's commonly referred to as burping the Rotax. So we pull it through until we hear it gurgle. And it usually takes about 3 revolutions. And of course I have the keys in my pocket, so I just heard it gurgle.
What kind of oil?
It's a special Rotax synthetic oil that made by Aeroshell, designed in cooperation between Aeroshell and Shell Oil rather and Rotax to run in these engines specifically. Now we can also look at all the connections and make sure nothing's out of place. It's a very tidy engine compartment.
Very tidy. Built by Wayne.
Yeah.
Where did he have it painted? South
The
Africa?
factory in South Africa. Yeah, that's where they did the build assist. They're building these airplanes to fly, ready to fly in South Africa, Argentina, and for several other markets. So Wayne and Matt just joined in the production line, working side by side with the people that are building these, all day long. So they learned from the experts. They never made a mistake. They had everything handed to them like in an operating room. And so it went quick, went painless. Left aileron, jam nut is good. Bolts are secured. I think it can fly.